so remember how I told you there's a bunch of ways to find slope? We can either use a graph, we can use the formula. So we're going to use those two ways, but we also will sometimes get a table and have to use one of those two ways to figure out what the slope is. So it says, when given a table, determine the slope by putting the change in y over the change in x. Change in y over the change in x, which is rise over run. Slope. I know, right? All right, so when you look at this, okay, what I want you to do is draw almost like greater than signs with the 4 and the -2, and with the -2 and the -8. Then I want you to draw less than signs on the other side with the -3 and the 0, and the 0 and the +3. Okay? Then what I want you to do is subtract. So, what is 4 minus -2? What is 4 minus -2? Well, that becomes a plus, and that's +6. Then I want to do the same thing here. What is -2 minus -8? What is -2 minus -8? This becomes a plus sign, so what's -2 plus 8? +6. Okay? Now, on the left side, we're going to do the same thing. Since I did 4 minus -2, I'm going to do -3 minus 0, which is -3. And then I'm going to do 0 minus 3. And that, again, gives me -3. From there, I'm going to do rise over run. So I always like to kind of show what I'm putting over on top of each other. So I have 6 over -3, and since they're the same thing, we're just going to leave it as this one, which is fine. So 6 over -3, which equals -2. So my rise is, it's already here. And my run is -3, which means my slope is -2. So right here where it says equation, I'm going to put -2. Now, like I said, that's one way of doing it. Another way is to plot it. So if I plot -1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4, plot 0, -2, then if I draw my thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1, 2, 3, it would still be, I have -6 over +3, which still gives me -2. Okay? Now, in the next one, let's do the same thing. It looks different. It really does. But it's okay. We are going to put our signs here and here, and here and here. Okay? So, we're going to do 3 minus 8, which gives you what? -5. Then we're going to do 8 minus 13, which gives you what? -5. Up top, we're going to do 3 minus 7, which gives you -4, and 7 minus 11, which gives you -4. Change in y over change in x. So I have -5 over -4, which means my slope is a +5/4. So my slope would be 5/4 x plus b. Again, we could plot these points. I would have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 8, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up and left, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, oh, my right. Oh, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I plotted that wrong. My bad. It would give you the same thing. Just trust me. Okay? This is why it's hard sometimes with plotting. Sometimes the formulas are just easier. Okay. So for this one, it's just like the first one. I have my greater than signs. I have my less than signs. 2 minus 22 is negative 20. 22 minus 32 is negative 10. Uh-oh, they're different numbers. Let's not worry about that right now. Let's worry about that in a second. So 1 minus 11 is negative 10. And 11 minus 15 is negative 4. 2 minus 22 is negative 20. 22 minus 32 is negative 10. Yep, 1 minus 11 is negative 10. Okay, so now, kind of like how we did in the first one, let's figure out something. These go together and these go together. So I'm going to put change in y over change in x and reduce it. What's that give me? Positive 2. I'm going to put change in y over change in x, which gives me 5 over 2. Now, are these two the same thing? No, they're not. So this won't work. Okay? These two have to be the same when they're reduced. Just like up here, how these were the same and these were the same. Okay? If you ended up with something like 3 over 6 and 2 over 4 and 1/2, right? These are all equivalent fractions, so that's fine. As long as when you go and you do the math and reduce your fractions, you get the same thing, that's fine. It's when they're different like this that it ain't gonna work. Okay?